percentage, this basically will be, I mean, if I make any statement which uses the word percentage, let's say I make a statement that as simple as that, there are 60% boys in this class. There are 60% boys in this class. Or let's say, I got 72% marks in my college exams, right? So all these statements, they essentially help us, or they make a relation or a ratio of two similar quantity. So any percentage statement is helping us to relate two similar quantities. When I say relate, I mean, essentially I mean finding their ratio, right, between two similar quantities. For example, in my first statement, when I say 60% boys are there in the class, it means that out of the total students in the class, out of the total students in the class, the number of boys, that ratio of boys to the total students is 60%, and 60% is basically 60 on 100, because percentage literally stands for out of 100 or per 100. So percentage literally means 1 over 100 or out of 100, and that is why every percentage is equivalent to a certain fraction, right? So any percentage which is p percent is equivalent to a fraction of p over 100. Any percentage is equivalent to a fraction of p over 100. And that's why in this case, can I say the number of boys to the total students, that ratio when simplified is 3 on 5, right? Or I got 72% marks. So my marks out of the total marks is 72 on 100. You can further simplify it and you can get 18 on 25. Now, what is the meaning of these fractions? I'm writing certain fractions. See, there are two quantities. In this case, let's say boys to total students. So I don't know how many boys are there and I don't know how many students are there, but they are related in the ratio of 3 is to 5 from this percentage, right? 3 ratio 5 is boys ratio students. But we actually don't know what is the number of boys and students. If the number of students is 5k, then the number of boys is 3k, where k is any integer in this case. It can be any common multiplier, right? That is what essentially ratio is. I don't know the actual values, but if I know one, then I know the other, right? Else, as such, I don't know any of them. So that is what this statement helps us to infer about this data of boys and students. Similarly, for my marks, if the total marks are 25k, then the number of marks obtained by me is 18k, right? So before we start to proceed to delve into more concepts, first of all, we'll, you know, look at this, that percentage to fraction, right? We divide by 100. Or other way around, if there is a fraction, let's say a on b, so what's the percentage equivalent? It's that fraction times 100%, right? So from percentage to fraction, we divide by 100, and from fraction to percentage, fraction is converted to a percentage, we multiply by 100, right? So what we'll do is we'll get familiar with some of the numbers, uh, which will which will frequently come across, and it will help us to do calculations a lot faster if you are fluent with a lot of percentage to fraction values, right? So therefore, let's do that. Let's write some numbers. We'll try to remember them, right? With practice they will become, we'll learn them with practice, right? It's not that okay, let's do this and then get started with problems, but let's know some numbers, I'll say this is something just like, in school days, in our very early days we used to learn multiplication tables, so that we can apply that in doing a lot of higher order calculations, So if I have to do 5,763 into 489, then I have to do digit to digit multiplications lot many times. So it would help me if I know all the multiplications, only then I can convert this. Similarly, now what we are doing is basically, in a way, we are basically learning some divisions, as reference values, so that it will help us to convert fraction to percentage quickly. Right. So therefore, let's see these numbers. First of all, 1 out of 1 is equivalent to 100%, right? Full value, right? 1 out of 2 is equivalent to 50%. So what I'm doing is I'm multiplying with 100, half into 50, right? I'm doing fraction to percentage. So we'll learn these numbers till a certain value of 1 by something, which will be helpful. Then 1 out of 3 is equivalent to 33 and a third, or approximately 33.33%. So whenever we get into a value which is not an exact integral value, we either write it as a mixed fraction or as a decimal value. Decimal value will write accurate to 2 decimals. That should be sufficient enough for our accuracy. 1 by 4 will be 25. 1 by 4. You can also think of 1 by 4 as half of half, because 4 is 2 into 2. So half of 50 is 25. So with practice, we learn some fraction as a fraction of another fraction. That would be helpful for us. 1 by 5 is 20%. 100 times 1 by 5. 1 by 6, can I say is half of 1/3? So 33.33, half of that is 16.66. So you can mix fraction become 16 and 2/3, or 16.67 approximately. 1 by 7, whenever we'll have a new prime number in the denominator, it will not be able to possible to relate it with any other previous fraction, right? So well, it's an easy number, 14 and 2/7, or 14.28. There is a very easy way to learn this. 1 by 7, 7 to the 14, 14 to the 28. So that becomes very easy to remember. 1 by 8, half of 1/4, so 25, half of that, 12.5. 1 by 9, again, it's very simple. 1/3 of 1/3. So 1/3 of this would be 11.11. So 11/1/9, or 11.11. 1 by 10 is 10%. Right? Simple. 1 by 11, new number. So it's 9 and 1/11th. And roughly that's 9.09%. 1 by 12 is half of 1/6. So half of this would be 8.33. So it's 8 and 1/3. Right? Then comes 1 by 13. Again, it's a new number. It's roughly 7.69. 1 by 14th is again half of 1/7. So half of this would be 7.14, or 7 and 1/7. 7.14. 1 by 15. Okay, so we can do this as 1/3 of 1/5. So 20%, 1/3 of that would be 6.67. So that is 6 and 2/3. 6.67. 1 by 16 is 6.25, half of 1/8. Half of 12.5, 6.25. Right, I can keep on going on with this, but let's say this is sufficient enough that if we learn this, then we can derive the percentage equivalent of a lot of other fractions, right? Uh, so let me show you the utility of all of this. For that, we need to do some calculations with percentage. Calculations involving percentage. I've just explained, what is percentage. It relates to similar quantities through a ratio, right? Well, whenever I'll make any statement related to percentage, it can be of two kinds. Both the statements that I made over here were of the form something is so much percentage of a total value, right? Um, so the format of this statement was a certain quantity, let's say X. What I'm writing over here is, different ways to make a statement related to percentage, right? The first kind of statement is a certain quantity, let's say X, is a certain percentage, let's say P% of another quantity, let's say Y. So therefore, in this case, as we have seen earlier through our examples, that the ratio of X to Y is the fraction of the percentage. That's what we wrote over there, right? That boys over total boys is 60 by 100, marks over total marks is 72 by 100. So that's how they are related in this ratio, right? On the other hand, I can make one more kind of a statement, right? Let me take an example, right? And illustrate. I can make a statement such as, let's say, the revenue of a certain company, let's say XYZ Limited, grew by, let's say, 18% over the previous year. Now, this is also a percentage statement, right? It's a different kind of a statement because the other one, the statement's type was this is so much percentage of the other, the total number of boys are 60% of the total number of students in the class. If I, expand this statement. And similarly, I can expand this as the marks I obtained were 72% of the total marks in the college. We don't say this elaborate statement, but basically this is what it is in its depth. Similarly, this kind of statement that I've made is a different kind of a statement. The revenue grew by 18% over the previous uh, year, right? So that would mean that there are two quantities again involved in this discussion. One is the revenue of the current year, revenue of the current year, and revenue of the previous year. So, when I say revenue of the current year is 18%, grew by 18% means it is 18% more than the value of the previous year. So, it is equal to the revenue of the previous year and grew by, so it is plus another 18% of the revenue of the previous year. So if I further understand what this is, then 18% is 18 by 100 or 0.18. So can I say this is basically becoming 1.18 times of the revenue of the previous year, or 1 plus 18 by 100 times of the revenue of the previous year. So I think you can understand that in this case, the ratio of the two quantities, the revenue of the current year to the revenue of the previous year, is 1 plus the fraction equivalent of the percentage, right? So that is what exactly I want to say is that my second kind of statement, that a certain quantity X is a certain percentage either more or less than another quantity Y, right? So I have used more in this my example, but I could have also said it, it decreased by a certain percentage over the previous year. So any which way, that's a percentage comparison on a change basis. I can say this is kind of a direct comparison, right? And this is more of a relative comparison, right? Both of them are comparative statements. All percentage statements are basically comparisons, right? So in this case, as we have understood that X over Y is 1 plus P by 100, right? This thing 1 plus P by 100, I will keep on referring to this as multiplying factor. And this will come again and again in my discussion, right? Because if you pay close attention, then this is exactly what its job is. The Y you can think of as an old value, the X is the current value. So X is multiplied with this factor to get Y, right? X is Y times 1 plus P by 100. So that's why it's called the multiplying factor, right? So what I've said so far, let me summarize. Every percentage, every percentage is equivalent to a fraction, and it helps us define a ratio between the two similar quantities, and that ratio can also be converted to a decimal equivalent value. So therefore, all these four things are basically convertible to each other. They are all equivalent, they mean the same. It's just another different, just a different style of writing the same information. For example, um, 75% is a fraction of 75 100 or 3 by 4. And that's a ratio of 3 is to 4. And that's a decimal value of 0.75. Right? They are all equivalent to each other. Right? So therefore, whenever you see a percentage statement, there is a denominator, there is a numerator. Right? This denominator is also called as the base value, and the numerator is the referred quantity. You know, and this base value you will always see either of or than or from or with. These kind of prefixes are used with the base value, right? So let's do some calculations related to percentage, and let's see its utility. Let's see how we can apply this in calculations. If I say that, first of all, to do these things, we should be comfortable with these numbers. You know, you can learn them, uh, you know, um, as soon as possible, so that you can be comfortable with, my the way I'm presenting these numbers, right? And with practice, we'll also be, comfortable with, maybe we would have learned some multiplications. For example, if, for example, 1/8 is 12.5%, so 3 on 8 would be 3 times of 1 out of 8, or that would become 37.5. Similarly, 5 out of 8 would become 62.5. 5 times of this, 7 by 8, 87.5, right? Multiplications of 1 by 9 are very easy, 11.11. So, for example, 4 by 9 would be 44.44, 7 by 9 would be 77.77. Similarly, multiplications of 1 by 11 are very easy because both these numbers are multiples of 9. So, for example, 7 by 11, so 7 nines are 63, so that would be 63.63%. Uh, 4 by 11 would be 36.36%, and so on, right? So the point is, we can get to calculate any the percentage equivalent of any fraction using these, right? Let's take some illustrations, right? For example, I can say, let's say, if I have to find 7 is how much percentage of, let's say, 27, right? So I have to divide 7 by 27. All right. So let's convert it to a percentage equivalent. No, the basic way would be, okay, divide 7 by 27 as as we do in school days. So we are leaving that because we have our reference values. So we are rather using the fact that 27 is another multiple of 9. So we can use our 9, 1 by 9. So can I say this is 1/3 of 7 by 9? And we have just said 7 by 9 is 77.77%. So 1/3 of 77.77. So I can divide this very easily. 7. So, okay. So 2, 3 to the 6, 17. So 5, 15, and then 2 remainder. So 22.7. So point, and then 9, and then 7. So again 2. So this is roughly 25.92%. Can I say that's a very good accuracy in my calculation? Because I have already used my value of 7 by 9 to 2 decimal places to that much accuracy, right? So hence, instead of the usual division process, we have used our standard values, right? Um, so I can keep on taking more examples, you know, let's say 15 is how much percentage of, let's say, 32, or yeah, 32, let's say. All right. So can I say, okay, so if this was 16, it would be have been very easy. 32, 16 would have been half. So let me do it like this. It's 16 minus 1 by 32. So that's half minus 1 by 32. Half is 50%. And 32% is half of 6.25. Half of 6.25 is 3.125. So 50 minus 3 is 47, and this decimal is also there. So that would mean 46.875. That's the exact value, right? So yeah, this way we can do the calculations, right?